Lord, hi Sag. Oh shit, it's Ray. Welcome back to my channel. I hope all is well. I'm here with your July 2025 reading. Let me get my cup. So when I said get my cup, it made me think about, who was that at the beginning of, is it Waukesha? But I think it was Lil Wayne talking about the cup. I don't know. But I don't know, for some of you, it's like when you're under a certain influence, what you're able to manifest, what you're able to create, when you're in a certain energy, under a certain influence of some kind, it's miraculous in a sense. Let me get my blanket. But let's pray. The energy that's coming up for July, it's very interesting. It may be a trigger warning for some of you, but the trigger warning, it's a natural thing. Okay, cold. So you could be very modest, okay? You could feel like you need to cover up all the time for some of you. Be sexy, baby. Okay, let's pray. God, divine source, angels, ancestors, guides, universe. God, divine source, angels, ancestors, guides, universe. Thank you for allowing me to guide Sagittarius placements on their July 2025 monthly reading. Thank you for allowing me to be a clear guide, clear channel, and clear vessel as I speak to them on what to expect as the month unfolds. God, please bless each and every heart and soul that taps into this energy with me whenever they are guided to do so. Allow us all to be divinely guided and divinely led. No weapon formed against us shall prosper. Gratitude, Ashe. So the body is coming up. Health is coming up. For a lot of you, you body shame yourselves. And Spirit wants you to stop doing that. You know, people that really love you, that are around you, may have noticed this and have advised you to do this, but it's a bad habit of yours. And it's like, you know, what you could be covering up, you know, you're ashamed of in a sense. Also, it's like, you know, don't get caught up in the status quo. Like, yes, you know, I am petite, all right? I've been this all my life. You could be seeing 222 a lot, but I've been this way all my life, okay? I was a little chunky as an infant, but yes. And that's just me. But, you know, not everyone is attracted to petite women. You know, some people love some thickness, you know. Some petite people don't like other petite people, you know. Like when it comes to that romantic sexual interaction type of thing, I don't know. But there's a need to look at things from a different perspective. Not everyone has the same preferences as well. Yeah. But the theme of July is ancestral veneration. Now, for some of you with ancestral veneration, promises you've made to certain ancestors before, people that have crossed over, you are beginning to honor them, take them seriously in July. I do feel like a lot of you, interesting, I didn't mean to say a lot of you, but throughout the Saturn retrograde, there's going to be a lot of death. It's a part of the energy. And it's very karmic as well in association with that. However, I do feel like a lot of you are going to be gaining an ancestor in 2026. And the way that I feel like you're mastering a craft of veneration. 3, 4, 5, yeah, you're definitely working towards something, mastering a craft, but it's something that you're going to pass down throughout generations that are in your lineage, the ones that you create for yourself, or the ones that, you know, that Spirit gifts you in this lifetime. Whoever it is, like, whatever you do, whatever you're starting to do now, or you're mastering now in regards to that energy of ancestral veneration, like, you will be venerated that same way when it's time for you to cross over. It's very deep. Okay. Hi, love. Welcome. Anything else before we get into it? So we talked about body shaming, ancestral veneration. Hold on, there was something else I looked up. Hold on. Okay, so The Sixth Sense, okay? I really don't know if I've ever watched that movie, but you could be really tapping into, I feel like your sixth sense and ancestral veneration are very connected. I don't feel like there's like a literal rule book that you have. Like, it's a part of your North Node, okay? It's a part of your path. You know, I feel like when it comes to North Node energy, like a lot of us collectively, when we think about North Node, we think about, oh, my overall destiny, but we have many destinies to fulfill in this lifetime, which is why many chapters close. When a chapter closes in our life, that destiny is fulfilled, but people don't think about it like that. But I'm here to give you that perspective. So the Sixth Sense came out in 1999, and specifically it came out August, hold on, I have it right here, August 6th, 1999. Now 1999, when you add it individually, it breaks down to 28. 28 simplifies to 10, which simplifies to 1. 2026 is a 10 year. It breaks down to, we're in a 9 year, next year is 10 years, simplifies to 1. So the Sixth Sense, when I was getting the energy outside of Ancestral Veneration, that was connected. But also Bruce Willis. So he's a star in that. And I don't know why I felt called to look him up. But he's a, what is March 19th? March is Pisces and Aries. The 19th would be Pisces still. So he's a Pisces. So with that being said, whether you have a placement in Pisces in your birth chart or not, depending on which birth chart you look at, we really do have all 12 placements. But with this transit specifically that's happening in Virgo and Pisces, this is a part of a destiny fulfillment of yours. Okay? Okay. All right, let's pull a card. My pleasure, my pleasure. All right, we're starting with the tarot. We're going to touch on every transit, but it's a preview, so don't expect me to get thorough in the transits. We will cover them separately in the all signs. I have a lot of making up to do before my birthday, and then I'm going to take a break for like a week, and then we'll be back. Okay. What's this, Sag? Sag, July 2025. So you have the Moon in reverse, the Eight of Cups in reverse, and the Eight of Swords upright. You got a lot of 8 energy. So it's interesting, you know, when and you have Strength, 8. So, you know, for me, when the 8s come up, I don't focus on the abundance aspect. I focus on the cycle aspect of the 8. Yo, you have, let me run this back. You have 18, okay, 8, the Moon in reverse, the 8 of Cups in reverse, the 8 of Swords upright, okay, the 8 of Wands in reverse, and then Strength came out, so we'll take it another 8. So we have 1, 2, 3, we have 5 8s. 8 times 5, yeah, 8 times 5 is 40, right? So 4, ancestral guidance, your ancestors, Queen of Wands, summer solstice. Okay, okay, okay. So what are we missing? We're missing, we have the 8 of Cups, the Swords, the Wand. What element are we missing? Air, fire. We're missing the 8 of Pentacles. We're missing the Earth element. Okay, okay. So to just read this, with the Moon in reverse, I just hear, don't act confused. You know what you need to do. But seriously, like, don't act confused, Sag. You know exactly what you need to do. With 8 of Cups in reverse, this is, there's a leap of faith specifically that you're resisting at this time. You could be seeing frogs as a signifier to that, or anything that represents leap, like frogs leap. That's the only thing I can think of right now. If you have children, I don't know if this is still a thing because I don't have kids, but and my nieces and my nephews that I'm aware of don't use it, but leapfrog as a learning mechanism. So there's a lesson in regards to a leap of faith, just to tie that into the cards. But with the 8 of Swords, you do feel trapped. And 8 of Wands is in reverse, so you feel like you're unable to move forward. You definitely feel trapped. But with Strength, that trap that you feel is really a lack of courage. So with Scorpio, it was fear. For you, it's lack of courage. And that lack of courage is just a reflection of willpower. Like, it's like you're being lazy, Sag. When you're the ninth house, you are travel, you are philosophy, okay? If you're not moving consistently, then you're truly not living to your purpose, because the more that you move around throughout life, throughout the earth, the more that you learn. The less that you move, the less that you learn. It's just how spirit is connecting it with you at this time. Okay. Okay. And Leo energy represents strength. So it's like, you know, with Cancer season, with this water energy, with the moon, and the Eight of Cups in reverse, you know, it's like you can be scared right now, but Leo season with the strength energy, like, it's like you can be the little lamb right now, or the baby sheep, but the little lamb right now, but your courage is going to be pushed and tested, as well as your resilience in Leo season. So get ready. It's like, I don't know, I feel the need to say, I hope you've been getting in shape, okay? And it's whatever it is, whatever this is, as I say that, it's not a race. Oh, that's the smoke. Like, what the fuck? From the incense. Oh, that one just went out. Hold on. Okay. It's like you don't want to make a move until you know the outcome of something. This is something you're not going to know unless you make the move. You heard that honk? You're not going to know unless you make the move. The what if won't be answered until you do the what if. That's courage, okay? That's the fool's journey, literally. And you know, the fool is Aquarius, the opposite of Leo. So I'm just saying. Anything else with this for Sag? Oh my God. The Hermit. You feel like you're unprepared. You are unprepared really isn't hitting how I needed to hit. But you feel like you don't have enough knowledge, you don't have enough wisdom. You feel like there's just more to be learned, more to be gained wherever you are currently in your life before you're able to leap towards something. And that's a no. You know, hermit mode is meant, and okay, so yes, the hermit is, you know, the spiritual enlightenment, you know, all of that, right? But at the same time, hermit is a time of stillness, right? So as I mentioned, you not moving around, it creates a lack of fulfillment where there should be fulfillment. I didn't say that verbatim, but it's the same thing. You have been in the hermit in regards to something, or you've been in a certain environment in regards to something. It could be you've been living in a certain energy in something. Like, let's just say, you know, you have elevated past fucking poverty. All right. You're no longer living paycheck to paycheck. Like, you literally have overcome that fucking cycle, but yet mentally you live and you move like it's paycheck to paycheck. Like, it's like that could be a hindrance as well. You know, it's different for all of you. It just depends. But it doesn't necessarily have to mean a fucking environment. It could be. It just depends on who you are. For a lot of you, this is something, it's connecting emotionally. For a lot of you, it's mentally. For others of you, it's confidence with this Eight of Wands. Confidence and courage go hand in hand. It's a CC me type of energy. And it's like spirit has been CCing you when it comes to confidence and courage. And you just been like, it's like you just hit the reject button. Ace of Cups in reverse, reject button. But you can no longer hit this reject button. And what's underneath death in reverse? The fucking Fool. And then look what's here. The fucking Eight of Pentacles. You now have every 8 in the suit. The work has already been done to move forward, Sag. Okay? And for a lot of you, it's like, yes, you believe in the Most High, you believe in the Holy Spirit, you believe in the divine, you know, you connect, you tap in, all of that, right? Ancestors, angels, all of that, okay? You got your spirit team down packed. But at the same time, we are spiritual beings having a human experience. So when it comes to this human experience, you are allowing the outside world and what the fuck is going on out there in politics, in the streets, whatever the fuck. You're letting that bother you. You're letting that disrupt your frequency. You're letting that hinder you. You're letting that be a trap for you. But it's not a trap that's made for you. It's a trap for you to maneuver through. Does that make sense? It's not a trap for you to sit still in. It's a trap for you to maneuver through so that you can teach other people. You are the 9th house. We're in a 9th year. We're halfway through it at this point, almost. Even if you, well, if you think the New Year is in January, yeah, but hold on. How many? May, June, July? We're not even halfway if you believe in the astrological New Year, but you got time. We're still in the first quarter. Are we in the first quarter? Yes. The second quarter will begin in August. So yes, yes, yes. And all of these fucking 8s. Let's move on. Anything else? I don't know why I just did that with my hand. But the King of Wands, Leo. Courage. You see the lion behind him? Like, I'm looking at the I'm looking at the lamb, and it's like you don't want the lamb to get, like, you don't want to be scarred, you don't want to be bruised, okay? But those are our stripes, okay? Those bruises, those scars, those are our stripes. It's a reminder. This is what you've overcome, okay? Don't be ashamed of them. Okay, let's move on. You got direction. You just gotta trust yourself and figure out where you lost trust with yourself. That's where you go back to start to rebuild trust with yourself. That's all. Ace of Wands. Trusting yourself. All right. Hold on. 7 of Pentacles. Strength is still here. You're not as weak as you think you are. Somebody needs to hear that, okay? If you don't affirm your strength and find that willpower within you. Okay, 7 of Pentacles, upright. 6 of Wands in reverse. 6 of Cups, upright. Oh. So we started with all of the 8s, then 7, then 6. When was this? We had 2022 was a 6-year, right? And then you have 2 6s. So you need to go back to 2022. I feel like you started growing something, you started working on something, you started learning about something. It was something like, it was a dream you wanted to fulfill, or like work you said you wanted to do. You're not, whatever it is, you're not doing it right now, which is why it's coming up. It's like you lost hope. Yeah, with 6 of Wands, you know, something may have grew, but it didn't grow to its full potential. It's kind of like you may have put something by the wayside. Yeah, King of Cups, putting it by the wayside. Or no longer being emotionally invested in something the way that you once were. But there's a need to pay attention to that moment when you lose your spark. Like every time it happens, it's very significant. There's a pattern that you're completely overlooking and missing. But it's a key to everything. Yeah, 5 of Cups in reverse. The Tower in reverse. That's the problem. That's the root. Also, with this masculine energy being here, I do feel like you don't feel protected, whether you're feminine or masculine. Like spiritually, you may feel protected, but you feel very vulnerable in this earthly realm, right? And you know, as humans, we all have a vulnerability to us, but for you, it's like you live on caution. And that is a reflection on living on fear, living in fear, waking up in fear, going to bed in fear, okay? Have you always felt like this? And if so, when the universe has affirmed that you are safe, Why did you make the choice? Because it's a choice to not receive that energy. It's a choice to reject it. It's a choice to listen. It's a choice to see. Now, it's like if you've never experienced real love, it's easy to reject it when it's in front of you because it's something you never experienced before. And it's like, you want things to move and happen on your terms, which Spirit has honored before, not every time, but it has. But it's like your terms are really just a reflection of delayed courage. I hear the circle runs back into you, Sag. What else? The Emperor. So when I'm doing the time, my new year starts April 1st on April Fool's Day. So July would be the third month. August, from my perspective, you can have your own. August would be the fourth month. And with the Emperor being here, and again, like we're still in like the first quarter, first season, or early parts of the second season of the true astrological new year. And, Aries season, Emperor Aries starts the astrological new year. So, and every month we have a portal. You may be aware of this, but I feel like I need to remind you. Every month we have a portal, okay? January, we have the 1-1 portal, 1-11 portal. Shit, you can consider the 29th adds to 11, that portal. February, 2-2 portal, 2-22 portal. March, 3-3 portal. Fucking 3-12 portal, 3-30 portal. April, 4-4 portal. The fucking 22nd is a portal. May 5-5 portal, the 14th. But June, the 6-6 portal. July, 7-7 portal, the 16th. Just we have a portal each and every month. So each and every month you have an opportunity to step into just something different, to step into a new energy of courage, like versus waiting a whole nother fucking year, a whole nother fucking month. Or honey, you may just have to refine yourself, revise the plan for a couple of weeks, and then that next portal round step into it, and you don't have to manifest your own goddamn portal, okay? Like you don't, I don't know, but it's like the heart of the lion is what you're being asked to tap into, okay? And maybe you just need to tap into the Leos, okay? Shit, maybe that's why you're here with me. I'm a Leo, but heavy Leo in my chart too. But yeah, Boosie said, it's one of my favorite lyrics by him ever in fucking life. But his lyrics, small as a motherfucker, harder than a fucking Russian, okay? Like, that's energy, okay? Energy, no matter your size, okay? It's like David versus Goliath. Who won that battle? David, okay? So whatever Goliath you have, baby, you are David. Tap into the energy of David. That's courage, that's bravery. And getting creative with the solution to find your way out of whatever the fuck you think you're stuck in. Because, again, it's just a thought, okay? You have the power to keep it alive or kill it. I know that sounds harsh, but it is what it is. All right. 2, 3, 4 on the timer. These 8s, honey. Who is this, Sag? I keep asking who you. So who the fuck are you, Sag? Do you know who you are? Do you know your power? Without having to wear it. That's another thing. People be trying to wear. Billionaires don't wear their bank accounts. Millionaires do. Type of energy. Powerful people don't wear their power. Okay, but they know how to utilize it. But who are you? In order to know that you have power, you need to know who you are. Yeah. Justice, King of Wands. Yeah, some of you are struggling. You could honestly, we're in the year of the snake. So to experience an identity crisis in 2025, it's aligned. It really is aligned, okay? And if you don't feel like anything is changing, then I don't know what fucking timeline you're on. I really don't. But you're somewhere stuck in the age of Pisces timeline. That's where you are. That's where you are. See, I do know. But for you, beloved, with this King of Wands in reverse and Justice out here, if you got you, God got you. If you got you, your ancestors go harder for you. For you to be able to answer the calling of ancestral veneration, we're coming back to that with Justice being here, okay? The heart against the feather. Courage is a part of a healthy root of this foundation. So what I'm just like, you may know like people don't say things just to say them, but I feel like you are unaware of the intensity of certain statements that just seem like a regular statement. Like it could be like something that you hear all the time. That repetition is coming up for a reason. If it's positive, own that, receive that. If it's negative, alleviate yourself from that immediately, okay? It just depends. It's like, what do you want? You don't have to take everything that you're given. And I feel like at this point you've been taking what you've been given, settling with that, and then it's like respectfully it's making you a pussy ass bitch, respectfully, okay? And it's like the power of no is power, especially in fucking in this day and time, okay? Oh, you told me no? Bitch, no. I'm not calling you a bitch, but you get what I'm saying, okay? Okay. Okay. All right. We're done with the tarot. Let's move on. Let's look at these transits. And then I'm gonna order my food to eat, and then I'm gonna come back and finish the last 3 for tonight. And then we'll finish. We'll do Aries through Gemini tomorrow. Stability, healing. You need to walk around like you got an S on your chest. Now, depending on your age, you may not know what that means, but Google it if you don't. Okay, if you do, you need to walk around. Yes, legacy, like you got an S on your chest. Okay, sneak peek. Venus in Gemini for Sag. Thank you. Neptune retrograde in Aries for Sag. The transits are in the description box, by the way. Uranus and Gemini for Sag. Thank you. The Capricorn full moon for Sag. Thank you. Saturn retrograde in Aries for Sag. Saturn retrograde starts tomorrow. Ooh. Honey, let me just fucking tell you, you guys, when you have Saturn on your side, it's one of the best energies you can have on your side in this lifetime, okay? It is one of the worst enemies you would want to have in this lifetime. But you got Saturn on your side, okay? And that, you need to thank all of the gods, okay? The gods. Moving on. Okay. Mercury retrograde in Leo for Sag. But if you're Capricorn dominant in your chart, honey, you did some right somewhere along the line, or this ancestral veneration, because I'm sorry, I'm going back to the Saturn retrograde. It's just the energy is so loud. But with these skulls here and guidance, like this is that's stepping on your enemies, metaphorically speaking. But let's move on. Okay, that's Mercury retrograde. Leo season. Thank you. Leo new moon for Sag. Thank you. Chiron retrograde. Hold on. Chiron retrograde for Sag, and then Venus in Cancer for Sag. I hear Legacy by Gotti. Yeah, Divine Feminine. If you are a Divine Feminine Sag, I do feel like Legacy, it's about, if it's not a focus of yours, it's about to become one before we shift into August. But again, Legacy is connected to Ancestral Veneration. So, Venus in Gemini, you have Revolution in reverse. You scared. Now, depending on how long you've been tapped in, B.I.B.I. by Lil Jon and the East Side Boys, when my ancestors want me to have courage in something and I'm taking my sweet time, they bring that song to my attention, okay, every time, okay? Stop acting like a bitch, you scared, okay? And that's just us. That's just us. That's how we communicate. But it's an energy like it's time to get shit done, Ray. Like, get your shit done. So for you, the same energy is being applied, okay? Sorcery, revolution, in reverse. In order to have revolution, courage, it's all connected, okay? It's not separated. You keep trying to separate where there is no separation. Why is that? Real questions to ask yourself, okay? So with Venus in Gemini transit, it's having you tap into the parts of yourself that are dormant, that you don't really take heed to. A lot of you have been in your feminine energy, and it's time for masculine energy to activate, okay? I just feel like you've been in a restful state, even if you've been experiencing shit through life. Like, ultimately, you've been in a restful state, and now it's time to get to work, okay? Okay, and Venus in Gemini it's like that wake up energy. It's like, it's okay, you are now, it's time for the phoenix to rise, basically. All right. Neptune retrograde. Hold on, let me not mix this up. All right, Neptune, I almost said Mercury. So Neptune retrograde could be messy for y'all, okay? You have balance, chaos in reverse. So chaos, balancing the chaos being in reverse is shit could be very, I don't know, it's giving just a lot of arguments, a lot of the tongue, somebody's tongue is on go mode. It's very disrespectful. I just feel like Neptune retrograde is showing you how people have you fucked up by how they speak to you. I don't know, the tongue is very significant. How people speak over your life, whether they speak, you know, positivity into you, negativity. You know, the tongue is a sword of life and death. I say that all the time. I live by that, I die by that. But for you, it's like you're also going to realize, like, people that have chaotic environments do not have courage to stand in their morals. They do not have the courage to just, they have no heart. They have no heart. That's the best way I can put it. It's like what you live by is what you die by. So if you live on honor, you die by honor. If you live on dishonor, you die by dishonor, type of energy with that. This balance chaos. So Neptune retrograde, it's highlighting things around you that it's like it creates a darkness, but it's something that you're comfortable with. But I do feel like these are maybe multiple people, multiple energies. It could be family, it could be anything. But we do have the family card moving into Uranus and Gemini focus. But yeah, whatever it is, that illusion is going to be dispelled. Moving on to Uranus and Gemini, you have family, and this family energy, I'm getting for you, a broken home may be repaired, or like if you have a strange relationships, like with your children, I don't know, there's about to be a shift with that. I feel like Uranus is about to correct that. I literally hear correct that. Like if there, especially if you're someone, like if you're a parent that wants to be involved, but you got bitter ass, you know, people, family members, baby mama, baby daddy, whatever the fuck you got going on personally. I just feel like Uranus and Gemini is about to correct what should have been your heart's desires, but people have abused their power to prohibit you from that. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. All right, moving on. Capricorn full moon, baby. You have the equalizer in reverse. The highest self. Now, when it comes to equalizer energy for feminine energies, I feel like you should watch the Queen Latifah Equalizer series. I think it's on Netflix or Hulu. It's on something. Just Google it. And for the masculine, you need to watch the Denzel Equalizer series, okay? as a representation for a boost of confidence. But this Capricorn full moon has been highlighting where you are living by your lower self. Again, we had the whole conversation about courage versus living by your highest self. And this equalizer is highest self, but it's in reverse. So the Capricorn is showing you your own devils, your own demons, okay? It shows you where, you know, how they say we have the angel on one shoulder, the devil on the other shoulder, how you allow that dark energy to dispel the light energy that is trying to get you whatever is next for you. Okay, even with trying to get that out, it's like it's not complicated. It's not complicated. Okay, and the Capricorn full moon, Capricorn is on your, Saturn is on your side, so it's like, stop playing with me. They're like, that's what I hear, just stop playing with me, stop playing with you. Okay, stop playing with you, stop playing with them, and let's get to work. Let's get this shit done. Okay, and then you can rest again. Next, Mercury. No, was that right? Hold on. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, that's right. That's right. Okay, honey, Saturn retrograde. Okay, I was. Never mind. You have guidance. So again, Saturn is your partner. It's like your partner in crime, for real. But no, it's heavily connected to that ancestral veneration, you mastering that energy, the lessons, because Saturn is a planet of lessons. He's the father of the zodiac. We are in Cancer season. It is Cancer's opposite. Don't be scared of your shadow. You're not the only sign I've said that to, but don't be scared of your shadow. Also, she has on pink. So it's like a lot of you are learning how to walk away from situations with grace and with love and without burning bridges, without resentment. Like Saturn is really showing you how to handle shit in a boss, adult like way. Like you literally are you own your own company and you have hundreds if not thousands of employees under you. Like we're you know how to handle it accordingly and not take a loss. And when you do take a loss, you know, honey, you're still afloat. Okay, I don't know, it's like when something goes wrong, your world breaks down, and that's just not okay. Okay, you know what this is bringing me to, but on the Lion King, the newer one, if you watched it, when Simba, he just went away and started living his own life and made a life somewhere else, but he eventually, you know, he had to go back home and answer the fucking call. It's like you Simba just out there just with your friends just living your best life, and it's like, okay, okay, now we have something to do, but let's move on. Mercury retrograde, baby. Have Oya protection in reverse. Very interesting. So protection in reverse. There's a storm that you're in that you think is not about to be over, but I keep hearing the gospel song, it's over now. I feel like I can make it. The storm is over now. But there's a storm that's coming to an end. Oya is storms as well. But also, whoever there's somebody in particular that you covet that does not protect you. Like this is someone, like when y'all have an issue, like y'all become enemies. And then, you know, after that phase, you talk it out. But it's whoever like shit gets, honey, you become an enemy. Whoever that person is, I feel like they're still around. You need to, they they are not protected. So you being protected and being around that someone that isn't protected, it's just it's not okay. It's not aligned. And the Mercury retrograde only lasts for 3 weeks. Yes, we feel the shadow before and after, 2 weeks before, 2 weeks after, but Yeah, you could, I don't know, you could like, if, especially if you're in the car with someone, you get in an accident with them, like pay attention to where shit goes wrong with when you're with someone specifically. Okay, it could be an accident, a fender bender, it could, whatever it is. I don't, you lose your keys, you lose your wallet, shit, you get fucking scammed. I don't know, I don't, but whoever it is, they need to go. Okay, Mercury retrograde is highlighting that. Moving on, Leo season. Joy and light, the inner child. I just feel like there is a, it's like you're coming face to face with yourself and you're having an honest conversation with yourself. And then from that conversation leads to change somehow, some way. But Leo season is very abundant, very happy for you. You will, if you haven't smiled in a while, you will be smiling in Leo season. Moving on, the Leo new moon, we have Eton seduction, okay? Maybe just because it look good, it don't mean it's for you. Okay. Pay attention to who wants to get to know your body before they want to get to know your mind. Okay. Okay. Leo new moon energy. That's around the 24th. Okay. Chiron retrograde, which is July 30th. You have Sing Omo Olorin. I think that's how you pronounce it. But I just feel like you're more vocal. I do feel like if you're the type where, you know, you like to do karaoke and shit, I do feel like that's how you heal. Like Chiron retrograde, the wounded healer, is showing you how you heal through sound specifically. Also, what sounds really resonate with you. You know, we are given the collective, this hurts works for this hurts works for this, but I feel like you're discovering what works for you. Sound healing specifically. Sound healing is a focus. I feel like the trauma that you have is healed through sound. And also music. I don't know. I just like when it comes to music, some of you can make music, but for those of you that don't, it's like the playlist. There's a playlist that you're about to create. I don't know. The purge that comes with that playlist. It's deep. It's very intense. And then finally, we have Venus in Cancer. Your trust issues are being highlighted. Your trust issues with yourself and your trust issues with spirit, as well as trust issues with people around you, and how you tend to have a habit of having distrustful people around you as well. Okay? Okay. Let's move on. What is this? I think this is Jet. You may want to work with Jet. Let me order my food. Hold on. Sagittarius. It's 4:56 right now. PM East Coast time. Hold on. Pull these cards first, then I'll order. Sagittarius, July 2025, or whenever. Okay, that was interesting. Feather messages 7 July. You could definitely be finding feathers. You could be collecting feathers. You know, I have definitely been adding to my feather jar. I have no idea how many feathers are in here. And then my niece was here with me for 2 weeks. I took her back last weekend. And honey, she Lord. She collects rocks. So, yeah, but anywho. But no, maybe you need to connect to spirit. Seriously. The birds specifically. Pay attention to the birds that you see. This came out for Scorpio, but in a different way. Aw, unlimited potential. What you scared of? Not to yell at you, but hold on. Let me finish this, and then we'll finish this. I mean, 90 seconds. Um, okay. So you have feather messages, phrases, motivation, cowrie shell, abundance, water, surrender. So your ancestors in the month of July, no, seriously, the Leo new moon, because you have 724, came out in synchronicity order. So July 24, July 25, 2025, shit, 25th, 25, pay attention, okay? Your ancestors are very loud at that time. We shift into Leo season on the 22nd in this year. But anywho, there could be something that you're losing hope on, you know, something you're putting work into that you're just like, it's like when you're literally at your wit's end, that's when the blessing comes through. But it does feel like you're trying to control an outcome to something with this water surrender energy being here. And with cowrie shell abundance, like as I mentioned to another sign, cowrie shells used to be a form of money exchange, right? So you know, you could be getting into, what is that, bartering and trading. But no, whatever you are being called to do, again, this could also be connected to ancestral veneration, but whatever it is, it's kind of like something you've done every lifetime. But it's also, I do feel like this lifetime you're about to reach a peak that you never reached before with this never give up. And it's like you're so close to achieving, but you need to become uncomfortable. You're extremely comfortable in something that it's like it has the ability to destroy what you have put in work to build thus far. But pay attention to the signs on the 24th and the 25th. Pay attention to the motivation that you're given. Like even if you hear like fucking someone on a commercial, you're gonna be a millionaire, like take that. You need to, that is a fucking sign. That is communication to you. It's not by chance. And I do feel like, you know, you hear shit like that and you're like, oh, it couldn't be me. You'll be surprised with the power of belief, okay? Truly. But also with this water surrender, for some of you, you could, it's kind of, some of you could be realizing how you are your own healer, or just be realizing like the healers that you have around you. Like the water is just giving healing energy. You could be visiting the water as well, or be called to go to the water for motivation, for an opportunity. If you're invited somewhere, go. I don't know. That's what this is giving though. Definitely pay attention to the billboards in Leo season. What you just look up and see, you know. And again, you have unlimited potential here. And then underneath that is bullseye focus. And underneath that is coins, good luck. So get to work and fulfill your dreams, fulfill your destiny. If you've been penny pinching, you're lacking courage in something. You could definitely feel like you don't have the financial means to achieve something at this time as well. I don't feel like that's true though. I just feel like Spirit's not showing you a certain door because you're not putting in that courage and extending and persevering through that pain to achieve that level of courage in order to see what's behind a certain door that's already yours. Okay? I hope that makes sense. Anything else for Sag? Why do you think you're not protected? Is it non-protection or is it karma? Because we got to be honest, and when we're going through karma, okay, we know what we did. It's making me think about the Pisces reading. I think it's Pisces. Pisces has a reading from like a year ago. It was like, I know they know what they did last summer. What happened last summer? Summer 2024. Okay, key opportunity came out and unlimited potential came out as well. So yeah, there is a new opportunity coming in Leo season for sure. For sure. You know, honestly, I feel like the Aquarius full moon in August is Judgment Day. I do. Like for everyone individually. Because key opportunity is 17 Aquarius energy. But in infinity unlimited potential breaks down to 7. So you have July 17th here, July 24th, July 25th. Today is the 12th. 39 breaks down to 12. With water surrender. So flow right now. Cancer season, flow. Leo season. It's like you better rest while you can. Yeah, energy in reverse. Rest while you can, because you're gonna need that energy. We got like 2 weeks, less than that. You got until the 22nd. Okay. Yeah, recycle, recover. You need to please take heed and get your rest in. Okay, because 21, honey, this time is about to come to an end. It's time to get to work. Okay. Baby, shit, school about to start where I'm at. School about to start for you too. Literally, spiritually, metaphorically, however. But it's about to be in session for you too. Yeah, global possibility. It's time to expand, Sag. Yeah. No, we're not there yet. You starting school on the 21st? You think it's karma? That's honest. Just pay your dues. Pay your dues and be obedient to the divine. Really, you know, I feel like when we are experiencing karmic cycles, those are ego deaths, okay? An ego death is a fucking karmic cycle. It just depends on what we are having to, you know, pay karma for. But then we also get in our own way. And I'm saying this because I have had a bad habit of doing this. When you know you fucked up, okay, and then you go through that karmic trench, right? And then when spirit graduates us from that, we have the ability, and we often do it. I think it's a human thing. It's a tethering thing. It's an energetic core type of thing. But it's like we attach ourselves to that pain. We attach ourselves to that karmic experience, and it's like God graduates us from that, but then we choose to mentally stay there. We keep our heart there, we keep our minds there. Shit, sometimes we keep our physical bodies there. So we have to know when to come outside of ourselves and really tell ourselves enough is enough. Maybe you should watch Enough with J-Lo. I pray to God you're not in that situation, but I feel like it will help give you some power. So tap into Enough by J-Lo, okay? Okay, all right, back to the cards. Sag, yeah, Dream Thief, Refusal of the Call. Sag and Cosmic Womb. If you don't, you should go back to, what happened June 13th? When was the last Friday? That was Friday the 13th? June 13th? Hold on. I think it was. Was it? Yes, it was. That was Friday the 13th last month. And that is the Divine Feminine. And hold on, let me bring it back. You have the Divine Feminine, Cosmic Womb, 6 June. And then 13th, Refusal of the Call. And then tomorrow makes a 1 month cycle. Okay, a 1 month cycle, the 13th, and then we have 31, an opposite, opposing, a mirroring energy. So, hold on. We have 7, 8, 9. 9 days left in this 9-year of Cancer season. Where have you been ignoring the call? And don't just, hop up out the bed, turn your swag on. Like, write the vision with spirit, create the plan with spirit, okay, honey? And that be our problem too. We like to do everything ourselves first and then go to the divine. No. We don't want to be put last. We got to stop putting the divine last. Again, it's an energy exchange, okay? Treat people how you want to be treated. Elevates through many realms. Okay, truly, truly. Yeah, reconciliations. Treat people how you want to be treated. Or, if you do honor the Friday 13th portal, it's one of my favorite days of the year, okay? It's like a second birthday to me as Divine Feminine energy. But honor those promises to yourself, no matter what. I don't know what promises you've made, but honor those to yourself. But I do feel like you're coming back, like you're in the becoming of something. And going back to, I think I mentioned the identity crisis energy with you. I feel like you're about to show up to the world different. Hey, what's that song? Boosie and Webby, we gon' show the world. Yeah, herald of change, the definition of real. So you haven't been your full authentic self, but it's okay. That's changing. Ancestral wisdom, obstacles, choices, and their consequences. So for a lot of you, the obstacles that you're facing are based on choices, consequences, unhealthy emotional reactions, whatever the case may be. But have you learned the lesson? Once you learn the lesson, you pass the test. Okay? Hold on, how many minutes I got? Let me track this order. Hold on. But also just being obedient as well and learning how to forgive, because forgiveness in reverse is peeking out as well. So, learning to, it's easy to say make peace with an ending, right? And sometimes you have to see, it's like, how do I say this? To gain peace from a traumatic or toxic situation, it's like, if that had stayed in my life, what would I have become? With that not being in my life, what options do I have to become? Like, it's like, for me at least, honoring the limitations that whatever brought me, like really honoring the limitations for what they are and just being real with myself. It's like, damn, you really saved me. And the whole time I thought you was fucking hurting me, okay? And I do think we all get spiritual ass whoopings, okay? And the spiritual ass whoopings be, honey, sometimes the meal is just beans and hot dogs, okay? And a lot of times, honey, especially in this lifetime, it's not just our karmic shit we paying for. It's our ancestors too, which is why ancestral veneration is coming up, okay? ancestral wisdom, okay? Lay of the land. So know that the universe is your partner. It's not an enemy. And once you truly are able to recognize that no matter what you're going through, like, all is well, okay? You ain't got the problems everybody else got in life, okay? You know, when it comes, if you're in the US of A, okay, you know, I feel like the people that are most concerned with what the fuck is going on with the government are people that are government assisted, okay? And, you know, respectfully, everyone may have their reasons, situations, whatever the case may be, but we all have an opportunity, especially in this motherfucking country. I can't speak for any other one but this one. Some of you, just as a side note, you know, red clay is connected to Africa, but it's also connected to indigenous people. You may be, I don't know, you and red clay. That ancestralism is giving red clay energy. But yeah, let me refresh. They're gonna ring my doorbell, so I don't know why I'm tripping. Fuck, I was about to say. I got lost with the red clay. But don't be scared. Yeah, we're done. Okay, let's keep moving. But be obedient to your ancestors. They'll save your life. And know which voices your ancestors and which voices are the enemy. Because if you don't know, you could definitely find yourself caught up in some shit you don't want to be in. You have building blocks, yin energy. But that's connecting to your intuition. Connecting with your intuition is trusting, you know. And sometimes the best way to develop trust with the divine is like if you're given a sign, just follow that and see what happens. And then once you follow that and then that's affirmed for you, that starts to build trust. Okay, we got to start somewhere. Start basic. Okay, start basic. Not everyone needs a fucking tarot deck. Okay, nature is always a sign. Always. You see a bluebird, speak up. Okay. You see a red cardinal, what does your root chakra look like? What does your foundation look like? Do you feel stable? Why not? How can we change that? You know, it doesn't have to be extravagant, okay? But time for a nap. A lot of you are very restless at this time, and it's interesting you're in this time of rest. Make it fucking make sense. But you may energetically feel restless because that's just like, it's your energy is telling you, honey, we got some work to do, okay? You're getting too comfortable and something is not safe with that. Going back to Oya protection in reverse. It feels like it's not safe to what you want to birth in this lifetime specifically. They better ring the fucking doorbell. Yeah, and be flexible. The destination may change, but the desire is still there. It's for somebody. Yeah, loyal heart. The desire is still there, but the destination may change. And then underneath loyal heart, a leg up. Like, God is never your enemy. The universe is never your enemy. Nature is not your enemy. Now, people do be getting attacked by nature. And I feel like those people that be having nature freak attacks, something happened in one of these lifetimes. But something happened, and animals remember. And a lot, like I said earlier, sometimes it's not us. It's our ancestors. We'd be like, oh, we got it. And then when it's time to have it, we'd be like, hold on. No, we got it. We got it. We got it. But heavy energy and remain flexible. Where are we? We're at 4 minutes. All right, let's bring this to a close. He should be at my door. All right, anything else for Sag for July before we meet again? Oh, you have Renewal 20, which is Judgment. Archangel Hold on, they not. Divine timing. All right. Archangel Jeremiel. But 20, review and evaluate a favorable assessment of the facts. Time to move in a new direction. Okay, you are welcome. And then you had the 3 of Earth in reverse. Yes, somebody around you, they need to be cut off. I've been advising everybody pretty much they need to cut somebody off. I think everybody I've done so far. But the power of creativity, recognition for very high quality work, be a team player. You could not be getting your flowers right now, which is creating a hardened heart, which will contribute to that forgiveness in reverse. Where the rewards do not come from humans, the rewards will always come from spirit. Period. Okay? Remember that. One more for Sag. You have the Ace of Air. It did flip out in reverse. Brilliant new ideas and inspirations. Seeing the truth of a situation, a challenging beginning. So with this being in reverse, you already have the inspiration. You already have the idea. You may not be wanting to see the truth of a situation, but whatever new beginning, it's not going to be as challenging as you think it is, okay? And that could be the truth that you refuse to see. Like, not every, I don't know, something, it's not about to be, even if it's been difficult in the past, it's not about to be difficult now. And then lastly, you have Unity, which would represent the Hierophant, Archangel Sandalphon. Traditional viewpoints or methods, spiritual organizations, seek out mentors and like-minded friends. So basically, connect with people that inspire you, that speak life into you. Also, connect with turquoise, the stone turquoise. It's very loud in this card. Okay. Focus on chakra alignment at this time, but I feel like that music is going to help you with that. All right, I don't know what the fuck the title is. Yeah, I'm titled this Ancestral Veneration. But I love you. I'm about to eat, and then I'll be back for Capricorn, Aquarius, and Pisces. I need like 45 minutes. Hold on, what I missed? Why did all the messages get retracted? What happened? You're welcome. I don't know about the elephant in India at the funeral, but I'm gonna look it up. Okay, love y'all. See y'all in like 45 minutes. I'm gonna redo the time for the upcoming videos. Okay, bye.